All right, how you doing again, fans? This is another episode of Outside the Square Circle. I'm Dennis Ragger. That's Frank Nez. We got a guest today. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Hard Hit Hank Lundy. What's going on?
It ain't nothing, man. They can't put in this hard work, man.
Well, I started off as usual. I gotta ask you, man. This fight with Herrera, how did it come about? Is this a fight that you requested, or did it just happen to fall in your lap?
Well, I was preparing for 3 other fights that fell out. One was Derry G, and one was my mandatory with the WBC, but he got signed with Al, so I think they went a different direction. And it was one more other guy, the guy on ESPN. It was a 9-day notice. I tried to make the weight. I got in at 38, 37, offered him $10,000 to still let the fight go on. He could have kept his belt, and he didn't want to fight. So what I did, I stayed in the gym, and this fight kind of fell in my lap.
Absolutely. Now, I'm saying that's one thing I see about you, because like I said, you be on Facebook, so I always be communicating with you. And everything I always see is you're always ready. You're all like I see you put a post like just ran 7.5 miles a day. And I said,
right.
So you always stand ready. So I gotta ask you, do you do that because you just want to be ready for any fight that's presented to you, or is that something you just do all the time?
Well, I have an old school trainer, old throwback trainer, and he said, a championship fight is a phone call away. You get that phone call, if you're ready, you can take it and shock the world. You never know, So getting back with him, I got back to my old school training, and, it's time to stay ready, man, and surprise the world.
I think about a week ago, I think it was Fight Hype that put it out. Mauricio Herrera was doing a lot of talking. I forgot after what fight it was, but it wasn't necessarily about you, but it seemed to me like he was looking a little bit past you, which I feel is a bit disrespectful. But with all the talking that he does, does that motivate you at all in the gym?
It makes me want to put hands on him even more, man. Y'all know me, man. But once before, I'm going to keep it real. I gave him respect, but now all the respect go out the door. I'm going to try to beat this man face in because, I was watching a fight last night, and he was really talking, But everybody know I talk my game, and I back it up. I don't disrespect nobody. I'm just telling you the truth, what I'm going to do. And everybody see, every time I fight, it's hard work Lundy, and I put on the show. But this fight with Herrera is war.
We know what Herrera does. Herrera likes to move a lot. What are your plans to cut off the ring with him?
Listen, see, that's one thing that y'all forget about Hammer and Hank, man. I'm one of the best when it comes to boxing. I got fast hands, I have great feet work, and they tend to forget about that. The fights that he seen me in, half of them I box and display my boxing skills. And, with the Denorme fight, they think I'm just going to run and chase him, It was a game plan that, I thought, if I would have went in there walking down from the start, I could have stopped him. But I also could box, in that fight, I just went into that mode. It was the camp I was in, so I kind of adapted to their fighting style, and I went out there and fought they fighting style. But I'm back to the old me. Boxer, puncher, slick, elusive, Hammer and Hank Lundy.
Attaboy.
All right. With that being said, I got to ask you. I remember that last
Let's
fight.
go.
I remember you were in there. You were just doing your thing. But after the training came in there, he told you on the stool, like, yo, you want me to give it up? And you came out there on fire. You was giving that boy the no make everything. Do you think if you would have started the fight like that, you probably would have got him out of there?
Oh, most definitely. My intentions I already knew from fights that I seen, that he couldn't take the pressure and he couldn't take a punch. But, when you're on big time TV, HBO and all that, you want to, apply everything your corner is saying to you, whether, it's wrong or right, And, to me, that was the game plan, to go out there and box him and see if I could catch him underneath, by setting him up. But, Barry, he's a good trainer, I'm not taking that from him, but at the end of the day, he's a motivation guy, man. Listen, he got me up. He lifted that fire. I know my kids was watching, my fiance was in the crowd. And that's one thing about me. I ain't going to get beat up in front of my chick. No. So, but I did. I sat down and I went out to go get him. It was war.
Absolutely. Okay, I got to ask you this. I see you training in Vegas now. will you still have the same trainer from last fight, or is it because I know you're not in DC anymore? So is you just switching locations, or are you switching trainers?
Well, it's just basically, the location. Where I'm at now, I went back to my old coach that first started me off. When I first turned pro, I was 16-0 with him. Amateur career, he'd been with me. You may not seen him in a lot of amateur fights because he couldn't make it out the city because he had had a job. But, I'm back to the old school, schooling by my training, Look for the boxer, puncher, Hammer, and Hank to come back and show the world that they haven't seen the best of them.
So I gotta ask you something that's actually been bothering me, and I know it has to bother a lot of other 140-pound fighters. Is with Danny Garcia, he hasn't fought at 140 in I think 2+ years, but he's still holding these belts hostage. How do you feel about the situation?
Well, I wasn't in the rate. Well, I'm actually in the ratings. They just gave me my ratings back. WBC took me out of that the ratings due to the weight, mishappen. But I really felt some type of way about that because that was with the WBO and the WBA. The WBC had nothing to do with it. But it is what it is. I learned my lesson. And you never catch me slipping again. But back to the question. It is what it is, but after July 11th, I will be back. Actually, I'm rated number 5. In the WBC at junior welterweight. So after this fight, I should be probably number 3 or number 2. So, I'm coming for you. We both from Philadelphia, but I'm coming for you. I want that world title. So all that, they say Philly support Philly. I support you to an extent, but. Now it's time for me to get my hands on that world title, and, all that goes out the door, brother. Like, this would be the second guy you fought that I'm about to school. Listen, it ain't going to be no third. Step up and fight.
So can we get a prediction out of you with your fight coming up with Herrera?
Oh, I'm going to put it like this, man. Just tune in. Don't miss the fight, I ain't going to lie to you. Hammer and Hank matured a little bit, I used to jump out there, give people predictions, but just know it's going to be a good fight, and it's going to be an entertainer fight that should have been on HBO, but it's on HBO Latino. It's all the same for me, but this fight right here is going down as my championship fight. Y'all know how I feel about it. Every fight that I get in the ring is a championship fight because, the way I was going when I was coming up, I wasn't supposed to be here, and I'm here. So this fight that's coming up July 11th, this is my championship fight. I'm going all out, and I'm going to put on the show for the world.
There's always been people saying that they wanted to see you and Karim Mayfield, fight. I know that was a fight I always wanted. I want to know, why did it never happen? It seemed like you was trying to get them at one point, and he just didn't want it.
Right. When Karim was on top, I'm a guy, if I see somebody out there and they doing good, I want to fight the best, and at the time he was on HBO, and I wanted to fight him. And then, he shied away from it. So now that I'm on top and I got the spotlight, now you want to come back and try to get on top. And my whole thing is, I run and duck from nobody. Look at my track record. My record together combined, everybody I fought, 190-something wins with 20 losses and by 10 draws. So you do the track record. I don't run from nobody. Anybody they put in front of me, I fight. Karim, you ran from me. Now, I'm on top. Now you want to get something, but after this fight, if you feel froggy, leave. What I do, man. Listen, you can get it too.
I'm definitely gonna make sure he sees this. But next, I have to.
Listen.
Go ahead.
You know me, man. Listen, Hank don't care, man. I'm a real fighter. I don't care, man. I'm a throwback. Listen, after I beat Herrera, if you want to get in there the day after, we can go. I don't care.
We need more like that.
Absolutely.
Guys like you make the sport exciting. You know what I mean? We don't like the ducking, the hiding, the politics. But guys like you are you'll fight anybody, all the challenges. And that's how it's supposed to be. Now, with that being said, I want to ask you. Name me 3 fighters in the future that Hank Lundy has to get in that square circle.
First and foremost, the homie Sean, he's about to fight Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is one of the guys we supposed to fight before, and they're supposed to make it happen at AC, but it never happened. I want that fight. Terrence Crawford, I want that one. And who else out there?
That's a great fight.
You know, they would talk. Now, let me tell you something about that. You know, HBO called me about that fight, and I said, let's get it. He said, no, give me the Norme first, you know. But this is what I go to tell you, man. These guys ain't too hesitant to get in there with the hammer. But, you know, if that fight, after this fight, if that fight come around, let's get it. You know, the world want to see Hammer and Hank. And, you know, Terrence fight. We both got the same tools. I'm naturally southpaw. We both switch. Hand speed, let's go. You know, let's get a great show. You know, and on the other hand, for my last, I say Danny Garcia. You know, let's bring this fight back to Philadelphia. All out fight right there. Tito Trinidad versus Bernard Hopkins once again. But at this time, it's Philly versus Philly. Let's get it.
Okay, now we reached the segment of the show where we call it outside the box thinking. It's where we ask random questions. Some may be related to boxing, some may not. You know what I mean? We just want to get to know Hank Lundy and see how you think. All right, the first question I'll go ahead and ask you. I seen you got married. How does being married feel? And does it change your perception as a fighter? Does it make you a little bit, you know, hey, want to work harder because you're married? Right. Or does it make you more soft and say, you know what, I'm a married man now. I got to be more how to fight.
I got you. Well, you know, actually, I'm not married yet. You know, I live the married man life. You know, me and my fiance. You know, but we actually walked down the aisle July the 5th. You know, so
that's what's up.
It's a good life. You know, it has me humble. You know, I love it. I'm a stay-at-home body anyway. You know, me being a man at a castle. You know, I got to go out there and provide. I've been doing that my whole life. You know. It's a good feeling, you know. You ain't got to worry about me drinking, going out there partying, because I'm a home body. I love it, man. You know, and especially when I come home from a hard day at work, I ain't got to worry about cooking. Wifey got me.
So I gotta preface my my question with, are you a hip hop fan?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, but I'm more like old school. You know.
Okay.
I may tend to sometimes listen to some hip hop.
Okay, no, for sure. So can I get a top 5 MC list out of you all time?
Top 5. I got to go Beanie Siegel, Philadelphia.
Okay.
The Scooch.
I love Nas. You got to get some of that lyrical knowledge in there.
Yeah.
Let me see who else. Give me LL too. Love LL.
Cool J.
And I'm gonna go way back. You know, give me Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy. Hey, he's
That's
underrated.
Right
hey,
there.
Big Daddy Kane's underrated.
Yeah. Right. I ain't no joke.
All right, I gotta ask you this. I seen with a lot of fans that they seem to think that certain belts fighters prefer them more. So I gotta ask you, if you can have a belt, which belt would you prefer to have? IBF, WBA, WBO, or WBC?
Well, first and foremost, you know, all belts will get you there where you want to be. If I could be world champ and anybody sanctioned and they want me champ, I'm willing to go. But the belt that I had the most, you know, is the WBC. You know, I had the NABF, you know, and this will be my second time fighting for the NABF title. So it's only right that I go chase, you know, world title with WBC for that big green belt. You know, the top it all.
The green one. All right. Well,
big green belt. Well, this about to be my second one sitting in my living room.
What were your thoughts on the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight? How did you see it?
Good question, Frank.
Well, you know, that was a good fight. You know, Floyd did what I expect Floyd to do. You know, you got a fast guy. You know, to me, no disrespect to Pacquiao, but, you know, to me, Pacquiao was always an upscale Ricky Hatton to me.
Okay.
You know, I thought, you know, Floyd did what he was supposed to do. You know, boxing. When you got a guy, you know, like Pacquiao, you know, certain movement, athleticism, hand seat, you know, if you fight smart, you box, you can get him. You know, with Pacquiao, you know, he gets off and exchanges, you know, And Floyd was smart enough to just box him. And a lot of people were mad because the fight went the way it went. No, Floyd did what Floyd do.
Yep.
You know? It's just some people, they just got to learn the game.
Well, I got to say, I really thank you for your time. I really do. I appreciate you, brother. I want to, in closing, do you have anything that you want to say to your fans?
Listen, y'all know how it always goes. Hammer and Hank coming to a city and town near you. It's Hammer time. Watch out. And I'm coming July 11th. Be in LA. And we're going to take over by some all my LA fans. I'll be in the building after the fight taking pictures. You know, win, lose, or draw. But you know what we coming to do. We can leave everything upstairs in the man's hands. But I tell you like this, after the fight, we're going to chill, take pictures, and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, champ. Hey, thank you for your time, Hank.
No problem, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, everybody, that was our interview with Hammer and Hank Lundy. As you see, we introduced a new segment, Outside the Box, so we want to do that with our different people that we get on just to see the different sides of them outside of the ring. But outside of that, man, I'm going to ask you guys to please share this video, like this video, subscribe to us, tell your moms about us, tell your dads about us, tell boxing fans, non-boxing fans, get us out there, man. And I'd also like to take a shout out to Boxing Videos, Only Full Fights. Go ahead and like them. I'm going to put a link in our description to their Facebook site. They're a really, really good Facebook page. Outside of that, man, please keep supporting us. Like I said, subscribe, man. We need to get these subscribers up. We're trying. If we did anything wrong, if you wanted us to ask some different questions, let us know. Give us suggestions in the comments as to what you'd like to see, because we're going to start getting more topics down where it's myself and Dennis going a little bit more back and forth and maybe debating about some things. So what would you like to see us debate? What topics would you like to see us talk about? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good one.